everyone, welcome to day 22 of McDougall's Maximum Weight Loss Challenge. So I decided that I wanted to do something, not necessarily, it wasn't an easy factor per se, but just something that would be a meal that people could put together really, really fast if they needed to put together something that would be fairly simple and just, oh, look it, I've got a plant-based meal and it's great, it's good to go, and it's not too hard. So I am making something called quick black bean soup, which this does look like it will be fairly quick, which is kind of nice sometimes. So basically, you need 3 cans of black beans to start with. And when you've drained them and rinsed them, you need to take out about a can of black beans. I just scoop some out of the strainer. And when you take those out, those get set aside. You actually are going to mash them slightly. Okay, hang on just one second. Excuse me. Preston, can you please take that upstairs? Thank you. So you're going to mash them slightly, and then that's all that's going to happen with those beans. Those get put directly in the soup, but you don't do anything exciting with those. So the other beans, the rest of them, of 3 cans, which is a lot of beans here. See, that's a lot of beans. Those all get put into a blender of some sort. So I'm actually probably gonna have to do that twice because it's probably not gonna work to blend them all at one time. But you put them in here with a couple of other ingredients, and then you put this on the stove and you cook it for a few minutes. Super fast, super easy. So it says to take the remaining beans to put them in your blender. You want 1 3/4 cup of vegetable broth. Whatever kind of veggie broth it is that you prefer, obviously that's what you want to use. I am going to use the Better Than Bouillon No Chicken base because it's the one that I prefer the most. It tastes really good to me. And you're going to put salsa. 1 cup of salsa goes in here as well. So you could actually use a chunky salsa. It doesn't really matter, whatever it is that you find at the store that you like. My husband makes his own salsa, so he got some out of the freezer for me because we didn't have any in the fridge. His salsa is SOS free. It's salt free, which is really cool. It's also sugar free because he uses dates rather than actual sugar. So that works out really, really well. So it's a cup of that, a cup and 3/4 of veggie broth, and all the rest of your beans except for that 1 cup go in here, get blended, put in a pot. Once you put those in the pot, you then put your remaining ingredients in, which would be your 1 cup of beans that says you want to mash them. I'm actually going to mash them slightly, not completely, just slightly. I'm going to leave them in their whole form, so there's a little bit of chew factor going on. And then you need 2 more things, 3 potentially, depending upon who you are. Me, I need 2 more things. 1/4 teaspoon of ground oregano, some oregano, and 1/4 teaspoon of chili powder, which is our bulk chili powder from Sprouts. It does also say that you could put 1/8 teaspoon of smoked chipotle chili powder in here if you want to. That is optional, and several dashes of hot sauce. Those 2 things are optional. I'm opting not to. So if you guys like the things spicy a little bit, you should definitely do that. And that in the microwave is cauliflower and broccoli, frozen cauliflower and broccoli. So this is a really great meal for something that's quick, easy, probably gonna be super tasty, but it doesn't really work on the McDougall's challenge just by itself because it doesn't make half of your meal a vegetable. So I'm going to take a square container with me for food, and in the bottom I'm going to put the cauliflower and broccoli, and on the top I'm going to put the quick black bean soup. So that's how I'm gonna go do that. I'm going to make it, and I will come back and taste it for you guys to make sure that it tastes delicious, although I can't see how it couldn't possibly. It's beans and salsa with a little bit of seasoning. Ta-da! So I'm gonna go take care of making this. Did I tell you that you cook it for 10 minutes? I may have forgotten that part. I don't remember, I'm sorry. So basically you put everything in there, you put it on the stove, you cook it for 10 minutes to get the flavors to all mesh up. If you didn't have time to cook it, I don't think it would be a big deal because it's gonna taste fine no matter what. So anyway, you do wanna cook it for 10 minutes, and then it says adjust the seasonings before you serve it. Again, pretty simple. So I'm gonna go do that, and I will be back with you guys in just a few minutes. Okay guys, so this is seriously soup for real. So you blended all those beans with 1 3/4 cups of water, and then you put in a cup of salsa, which I did not blend, by the way. I just put it in there because it was very, very small chunkies for salsa. I didn't really think that needed to be blended. I thought it'd be nice in little chunks. And this is definitely soup consistency for sure, like super, super loose, which is totally fine. And it really actually works for serving it on top of some vegetables. So this is really good. I like this a lot. Super easy, very tasty. Tiny little bit of flavor in there from the oregano. So yeah, I like this. I would totally recommend making this if you are looking for something that is really, really, really super quick and easy. If you're not interested in having a bunch of leftovers, maybe make half a batch or 2/3 of a batch. So you use 2 cans rather than 1.5 cans, I guess. But anyways, It does make a decent amount, so, but it tastes really good. So this will be very easy for you to pawn off on others if there are others wanting to eat with you. It's really quite good. I'm also taking a container with me that has some of the barbecue beans in it, and it's got some mashed potatoes with some what are those things, Brussels sprouts. This is the plate that I made yesterday. I was gonna eat it for breakfast this morning when I came home from work, and I just didn't. I wasn't hungry enough to do that, so I didn't. So anyways, I'm gonna go and finish getting ready for work right now, and yeah, I'm enjoying that soup. That's very good. It's very easy. I like easy some days. So there you go. I will talk to you guys again in the morning. Alrighty guys, so I am home from getting home from work, and I'm feeling a little bit guilty after just telling you guys that I'm really not enjoying this challenge at all, that I found a really awesome recipe last night. But anyways, the black bean soup, super thin, because I told you that last night, would be great over rice or any kind of vegetables. Actually eating it by itself would be just fine too, especially if you had if you were eating bread, if you had like a baguette or something like that to dunk in it. Oh my gosh, that would be awesome. It was fantastic. It was super, super good with the broccoli and cauliflower. And I'm not a huge broccoli fan, so that was actually kind of impressive. It was really good. I really enjoyed that. I would highly suggest you guys make this recipe. It's kind of nice that it was so simple. Super, super simple, and yet it ended up tasting fantastic. So that was really awesome. I'm going to have some with some rice for breakfast, because there was, I mean, there wasn't quite as much in there, I guess, as I had thought there was. It definitely makes a decent sized container full, pot full, but there's probably enough for me to have 2 more meals out of it, so 3 total, I would assume. But yeah, so I'm going to have some on some rice, and then go ride the exercise bike for a little while until my husband gets home from dropping off the boys at school, and that will be it for my day. So yeah, I don't have anything else exciting to tell you. So I hope you guys had a great day, and I will talk to you again tonight.